All right, guys, so what we're looking at today is the installation of the fuel tanks and the fish box liners and all of them getting foamed in. I have the floor going down now. The footage here is not great. I was super busy at this point, just after a hurricane or just before a hurricane. And then after a hurricane and being in college, you know how it goes. Anyway, so what we're looking at here is the shims getting sanded down so that they stick to the epoxy, which is going under the tanks in order to create a gap between the tank and the hull of the boat, which we add foam into, and the foam in turn makes it so that the tank is essentially cushioned. And this is a benefit because when a boat's slamming, you don't want the tank directly hitting the floor, and it should soften that blow if it ever does occur, which it shouldn't ever occur in reality. But here we see the epoxy going in, and this is not a fun process if you know anything about epoxy and plastic materials. They don't really like to stick together, so we had a lot of slipping, and putting the tank down on it was just a massive pain. But you know how it goes with boats. One isn't a pain. But yeah, so I'm sorry again about all the issues with not uploading. It's tough getting into a rhythm of doing this, especially just since I haven't done it before. And I feel kind of awkward just trying to film my dad when he's working, because this is just something he does for enjoyment. So don't want him having to do any beauty takes while he's doing this, because Lord knows it's hard enough just to get this stuff down right. So all right, so yeah, guys, I'm really just want to find out too what you guys are doing, if you guys redo boats yourself, if you watch other people redo boats, because I really don't know what to expect from this. I've never really done the YouTube thing for boat building. I watched YouTube for a long time now, but I've never really gotten into this part of it. So if you guys have any suggestions as to who I should watch to kind of see what they do when they're rebuilding boats, definitely let me know. I'd be very interested to see. And I'm also interested to hear if you guys are redoing boats yourselves, if you just like seeing the process, if you're just active boaters, and how you found out about the channel. Because honestly, I'd like to kind of see this grow and maybe turn it into something, because I don't really know if there's anyone that redoes boats to the extent that we redo them. I mean, as you can see, we fully cut this boat apart, and now we're essentially have a blank plate with just a hull. So I definitely do another one too if you guys wanted to see the process of how we demo it. I mean, it's nothing special. It's a Sawzall and a couple weekends in the dumpster mostly. So, but yeah, the fun part's out of the work after. So I'm sure all of you know that. But yeah, we really enjoy this process. I'm sure there'll be more boats to come. And if you guys really do enjoy it, like I say, just subscribe and like, and let me know what you guys do and all that, because this is truly an interesting prospect to me about being able to record this and people actually watching it. So I know I've got 115 views on the first video, which is just not a good video, and I will recognize that. But everyone's got to start somewhere, right? So I guess that's where I'm starting. You guys could see a couple of our first boats, and they're nowhere near what we're doing here. So, but yeah, I mean, we've got a lot coming too on this boat. We've got the floor coming down right now. We're fitting up hatches. I've got a lot more footage of that coming too. So as you see here, I mean, I kind of just jumped from putting the tank in, and it kind of feels like you miss a massive step, but realistically we just put it in, and I didn't record it because I had to help my dad put it in also. So you can see the straps where we lifted it down and how it fitted in, and the foam just comes in next. And once we foam it, then epoxy it a little bit, and then the floor gets to go down, and we can try and keep these leaves out of the boat because it sits right under an oak tree. So not fun to keep that clean and all on the bilge, and you got 4 separate compartments, but really just helps us become more efficient, and specifically time efficient. But you know how that goes. Keeping a mess down is always a challenge, especially when you got dust coming or flying constantly. So, but yeah, if you guys also want to see our other boat, I can be happy to give you a tour of that, and the lack of completion that you don't get to see elsewhere. I can show you that, what we got in the console and all of that. I know a lot of you want to know. So if you guys want that, make sure to let me know. I'm more than happy to get some shots of it running and do a walkthrough and all that. I'm that boat has become more popular than I ever imagined it would be. So I'm glad everyone likes it. I'm glad that we're doing styles that everyone enjoys, and it's not just us that enjoy it, because really this boat's made for us and it's how we fish and what we do. So it's cool to see other people think like us and don't want all the gimmicky stuff. All right, so getting back to what's going on in the video, we just saw my dad putting a pipe piece on the fish liner, and what that is the drain for it, which will run into the bilge, and we're still trying to figure out how we're going to run all of our drainage from the hatches. We didn't really get a great system for that on the old boat. We just run it into the bilge, and we're trying to get away where it gets out the boat without going into the bilge. But yeah, these liners too are just next level for us. We really did a good job of getting them finished out well and trying to plan ahead on what we want with them. And that's just going to help the build in the future. It's going to give us a nice, easy stepping stone for when we have to finish. And nice and easy. It should just be a couple wipes of sandpaper, putting some more primer on there, and then paint. So hopefully it'll get done unlike the old boat, or unlike the old 28. The old 28 I'll air quote that because we've only had it for 3 years, but the one that's sitting on our lift right now we don't have finished in the hatches, which is something that we really want to kind of hit home on this boat, a well finished boat. So, yeah, I mean, right now you see the foam going in, and he's actually cutting the foam right now. I didn't get a ton of video of the foam drying because literally all it does is you put in a little bit and it expands and it rises up. And we actually had a couple issues where it rose, but you kind of push the hatch liner up and the fuel tank up a little bit. No big deal. We put in a couple of extensions on the center, and seen the couple of before. You get ahead and you don't sometimes it's not going to be excited. But yeah, I've got a ton of footage too of the floor going down, which currently we have the main section of the tanks down, and we're getting the back all pieced together and glassed in together. So look forward to that coming soon. And thanks you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry it's not the best filming or editing or voiceover, but I'm trying my best. See you all later.